What's going on, YouTube? I'm sitting here relaxing right now. Someone had asked me to do a review on George4Title's video. Is it immoral not to pay? Well, to not pay debt. Okay, I think this is a very, very interesting topic for a number of reasons. Well, first of all, the word debt. You know, I think when the credit card was invented, that was one of the worst things that could happen to mankind. Because it's almost like to the point where, let's just say your education was paid for and you didn't have to pay for a dime. Would you put your all into that education? Versus if you had to pay for it out of your pocket and you got the emotion of paying that payment every month and things of this nature and the bills and things like that. Sometimes you just tend to be a little bit more motivated when you have to do that. So when people give you money, now don't get me wrong, there are some people who have these credit cards and pay them off. I don't believe in the credit cards myself, but there are some people who have these credit cards and they pay their bill off every month. But there is some people that look at a credit card like a lottery and they don't want to pay their money back. And see, here's the thing too. When you're spending someone else's money, you get like a rush out of that. You just feel like there's no limit. Like I remember my business when I didn't accept credit cards. My business was at this level. As soon as I started accepting credit cards with the merchant account, my business went phew, like Mount Everest, high. And then I will see people that ask me questions like, "Do you accept credit cards?" I'm like, "Yeah, I accept credit cards." "Oh, okay, well I'm about to shop then." Then they automatically in their head something clicks and say, "I'm about to spend a lot more money." So I'm getting to the immoral piece here in a minute. So I just think that it was one of the worst things invented, because my whole thing is I don't want stress in my life. And money can cause a lot of stress if you don't do it the right way. I just booked a 7-day trip to Cancun. I don't pay credit. So the travel agent is like, "Okay, let's put this on your credit card." I have to correct her right away. "No, I don't have a credit card. Let's put this on the debit card. I don't do credit. I don't make payments. I don't go to a trip and then come back and have to pay. If I don't have the money to go to the trip in the beginning, I'm not going on the trip." And see, that's something that we lost. We have this thing of we have to have things now. You see, I learned a long time ago. I used to drive the Mustang and I didn't have much hair, so my hair didn't blow in the wind. But I used to be addicted to what people thought about my car and all of this other kind of garbage. And I had to reprogram myself. And when I reprogrammed myself, I found out the materialistic things have no value in my life or anyone else's life. People fight over materialistic things when people die. It's crazy. Only thing I want to spend my money on is investments to bring me back money, traveling with my family, and maybe an occasional concert or two, and some okay food that I cook at home. That's it. I don't want the biggest nice Mercedes and the house that overlooks this and I don't want all of that. I don't need it. I've learned to put value in myself. So debt to me is a dangerous disease. It's something that should be eliminated from your life. If you can do this, eliminate it from your life. Now, when it comes to being immoral, now that's a whole different ballgame. If you're a guy that borrows some money from someone, and I noticed George4Title said he wanted to say the Christian way. Well, I would think the Christian way would be if you borrow something from someone, pay them back. It's their money. Don't borrow something from someone that you can't pay back. And a lot of us are quick to do that. We rack up these credit cards, we max them out and said, "I'm not paying you back." Now that's bad. That's bad business. If you created it, fix it. That's my opinion on that. So let me see what you guys have to think on this issue, whatever. I mean, like I said, I know some people say, well, there's good debt and there's bad debt. That's something that Robert Kiyosaki says, whatever. I don't think there's no such thing as good debt. Because, don't get me wrong, there are some businesses that have been successful from borrowing money, creating a business, paying it all back, and then they're moving on with their life. But is that the majority of people? If that was on a percentage level, I guarantee you, I would go off on a limb and say maybe 75 to 80% of people who take out loans like that end up going bankrupt. They don't pay those loans back, or they have serious problems in paying those loans back. Because usually the average business, it seems like what is going on now, I see a business that go up and they're out of business in the first year. So I think this is something that's going to cause not controversy, but it's going to cause a lot of people to respond to this. And I want to see where people come from this. If debt works good in your life, that's fine. But I come from the situation of I want my life peaceful. And the way to keep my life peaceful, no debt. So, if this is your first time watching my channel, glad to have you. Please subscribe. And until next time, guys, signing